Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Tina and I'm bobbing along nicely. Well, firstly, I hope that the sound on this video is okay. I'm in a very wet and very windy Pembrokeshire, and being up in the roof, it can get a little bit noisy up here, so hopefully the sound is okay. I've got lots to talk about today, about a blouse that I've just finished, a discount code for you for fabric, a self-drafted dress, and also my upcoming plans. So hopefully you're comfortable and I'll crack on. The first project I finished this week is a blouse that I shared my plans with a couple of weeks ago. It's fabric that I've been very kindly gifted by Long & Craft. Now, in return for telling you all about their lovely fabric, they sent me this beautiful, and I've been corrected by a sewing friend, and it's not voile, it's voile. So it doesn't rhyme with toile, which is an education for me. But anyway, it's this beautiful red, lightweight, but really nice, soft voile. And I thought I'd make myself a sort of Christmassy kind of top. So I've made the April blouse again. Now you may recall I made this in pink a few weeks back. I made view A the first time. This time I have gone with this version with the pin tucks down the top and with these sleeves with the pin tucks on the sleeves. I have to say I'm really pleased with it. Now at the point of recording this, I haven't been able to photograph it, so hopefully by the time I edit the video you'll be able to see a full photo. But here is the detail on it. I'm really pleased. It's got a nice keyhole back with a tie, and those pin tucks which show up, oh I'm making a right mess of this, show up really well on a plain fabric. Now obviously being voile, it's quite sheer and I don't really want to show my bra, so what I've done is I've actually layered underneath. They were kind enough to send me enough fabric that I could actually make a cami top to go underneath. It's a pattern I've made several times before by Stylark. Unusually for Stylark, they don't have a name. So it's just called the Loungewear Camisole and Nightie. So I've made obviously the camisole version, and it sits really nicely under the blouse as another layer. I have not attached it in case I decide that it's not working for me, but I think I need to wear it a couple of times and see how it feels. But certainly upon trying it on, it's really comfy. So that is a really nice blouse to go with a pair of trousers or jeans for Christmas and beyond. So I'd like to thank Long & Craft for sending me the fabric, and as I say, I will share with you the discount code in the notes underneath if you'd like to buy some yourself. They have a huge range of fabric, I have to say. It was quite difficult to choose, but I'm really pleased with what I ended up with. The second thing I finished this week is something that I started when I was away, not last weekend, the weekend before. I was very lucky to be invited to a sewing retreat. It was run by a lovely lady called Jojo, and there were I think 10 of us plus 2 tutors. Now I've come across these tutors before. One is my friend Sarah from My Handmade Wardrobe, and the other one is Emma from So Happy Smith. They're both really lovely tutors, brilliantly calm, very good at explaining things, and I worked with them when I went on my pattern cutting retreat in January. So I came away from that retreat with my block, and since then I've looked at sort of expanding it, turning it into patterns. I've made a couple of dresses, but then obviously life got in the way and I haven't done a lot. But I wanted to make a Christmas dress. So not Christmas fabric, but something that would be slightly more winter appropriate for this time of year, maybe with longer sleeves and a higher neck than some of my summer dresses. So the plan I had was to make a new bodice with a raised waist are higher than the waist of the previous bodice that I'd made. And then the idea is to have 2 different sleeves for 2 different dresses, because I've got 2 sets of fabric. So I will pause here and I'll just go and get the fabric. Sorry about that. I'm normally more organised, but I've had quite a lot going on this week. So this is the fabric, the first fabric that I bought. This was from Rainbow Fabrics when I was at the show in Birmingham. I absolutely fell in love with this colour. And actually looking at it, I know it's called something else, but I think it looks a little bit like poinsettia. But anyway, really, really pretty colours, not especially expensive. But I wanted to make a dress, so I started sketching out my ideas. And this is a sheet that Sarah gave us when we were at the retreat, so we can start sketching out ideas. So I wanted to raise the waistline from my previous bodice, and I was playing around with sleeve ideas. So the idea that I came up with was for a lantern sleeve. So that was one of the ideas, and that was for this green fabric. The other sleeve option is for a bell sleeve. But before I could do any of that, I needed to look at the bodice, because obviously by raising the waistline, I lost the waist darts from the front of the bodice. So I pivoted those into the side, which is, you know, as Sarah and Emma have shown me how. And they very kindly helped me fit the new bodice so that it was the right fit. I mended the neckline because I've only previously done V-necks, and got the bodice ready, and then I could basically spend my time drafting the 2 sleeves. The bell sleeve was pretty straightforward. It has a very slight tuck at the top. I haven't yet made the dress, but that will be in my plans over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So the big task was to draft the lantern sleeve. Now I do have a really good book. I'm sure a lot of you, if you've ever looked at pattern cutting, will be aware of Winifred. This is a really, really helpful book for developing a pattern from your block. The instructions are quite straightforward. It gives you lots and lots of different options. The pattern options, though, for a lantern sleeve were either short sleeve or long. I wanted somewhere in between. So it took quite a lot of practice. I think it took me 3 efforts to actually get the sleeve right. The first one, it was much too tight over the sleeve head, so I added in volume at the top. So I cut and slashed. Then I made the sleeve at the right length, but it didn't look very dramatic. And now, whilst I don't want to look clown-like, I did want to have a little bit more impact. So 3rd time lucky, and I have a pattern drafted for a lantern sleeve, and I'm very pleased to say that it fits really nicely into the bodice block. The skirt is gathered, obviously with pockets, and hopefully I will now be able to share with you the results. So this is completely self-drafted, and I am absolutely thrilled to bits with it. There's an invisible zip in the back, so that it's a bit more fitted than some of my summer dresses. And again, that went in really, really nicely, so I'm really pleased with that. So the next dress I make will be in the linen viscose that I bought at the show in Birmingham. And that, because it's drapey, it won't take the structure of a lantern sleeve. So I've drafted the bell sleeve for that. So that is my next dress project. So all in all, a really, really good time sewing. The retreat, it took me a whole day to draft the lantern sleeve. I have to say it appeals to my sense of adventure. You can't rush something like that. You do have to have patience and be prepared to do it, change it, do it again, keep going until it's right. Because at the end of the day, now I have that sleeve drafted, I can use it over and over again. So it was worth taking the time. There's an awful lot of paper and sticky tape involved, but you know, that's how it works. So I'm really, really pleased with that. The other thing that I'm going to be making very soon are Christmas pajamas. Now, I will share with you what I'm doing and how. but I will have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of my video, because I do know that my offspring do sometimes watch these videos. So I will share that with you in another week. My next project is actually not going to be clothing. There's a project called 100 Plus Hearts, which was started by a lady called Rhonda. She's in Australia, and it's designed to raise awareness of heart disease in women. I think quite rightly so. We all sort of assume that, you know, the archetypal heart attack or heart problem victim tends to be male of a certain age, and that simply isn't the case. So Rhonda started this with the idea of people making 10-inch square hearts, which will be embellished with people's names. They can be stitched, they can be painted, but they will be made into a large quilt or series of quilts that can be exhibited in Australia and potentially abroad as well, to try and raise awareness of heart disease in women. Now, my friend Helen is coordinating the effort in the UK, so I'll put some details down below. But it's something close to my heart because a friend of mine from school actually had major heart surgery last year. So I shall be making a square in her name and putting a little piece of paper with a story in for that. So as I say, if it's something that you feel might be appropriate for you to get involved with, you can get involved wherever you are in the world. I will put all the details below, but it's called the 100 Plus Hearts Project, and it's over on Instagram. The lady who is organising it is, I apologise if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, Anarchy Quilter, but I'll put the name here, hopefully, so that you can see it. And I'm also now going to be attempting something I haven't done before, mainly because I'm so new to YouTube. But obviously with Christmas approaching, I'm going to be having a go at Vlogmas. Now, if you haven't heard of Vlogmas before, or you haven't got involved, the idea is that I do a vlog every day in the run-up to Christmas. I'm quite excited about it, but I would like your help, if at all possible. For me, there are two words that sum up Christmas. The first one is family. And that for me is the most important thing. It's not about presents, it's about spending time with my family. I'm very lucky that both girls hopefully managed to come most Christmas. Well, they've been every Christmas so far. So we do get to spend time with them, and we play board games. And the other word, if I had to choose one other word to sum up Christmas, would be tradition. We have family traditions. Lots of people have other traditions, and that's going to be the focus of my Vlogmas. So it won't just be about sewing. I've been doing some research on unusual Christmas traditions all around the world, but I'd like from you to know what you would like to know about our family traditions. Have you got any burning questions for me? If you'd like to pop them in the comments, then I will try and answer them. I'll try and share with you some of our traditions, maybe some of our decorations. I'm actually just about to go away for the weekend, and hopefully I can share some lovely Christmassy footage with you from that as well. I am lucky enough to have an advent calendar this year, which is sewing themed, and it's 12 days of Christmas. So my plan is to actually open that from the 13th of December right up until Christmas Eve. And I'm also taking part in a Vlogmas swap with Laura, So Very Laura. So if you want to go and check her out, I have sent her 12 gifts and she has sent me 12 gifts. I'm not sure how she's scheduling her opening, but you can see what we've bought each other. I have never met her, but I do feel as though I've got quite a good idea of what she likes. So I really hope that I've got these presents right. But it was so much fun shopping for things, making things, without giving too much away. My day job enables me to make things that can be quite nice gifts. So that's it. I will be watching her videos with anticipation to see if she likes what I bought her. So as I say, loads to catch up on. Please do, if you can, get involved with the Hearts Project. Please have a go at that. There are lots of details over on Instagram, but I'll put a link down on the notes. Go and have a look at Long & Craft if you want some discounted fabric. Now, I know quite a lot of you are in the States and they are based over there, so I imagine that the shipping works out quite well for you over there. Oh, what am I wearing? I should tell you what I'm wearing. This is a tried and true. I've made this pattern, oh gosh, dozen times or more. It's the Gem Tee by Stylark. I like it because it's got a slightly longer length and it has a curved hem, and it's just my go-to t-shirt, says the woman who hadn't made t-shirts up until 2 years ago. That's it for now. I will hopefully be back next week with some twinkly footage. Aiming to start on Monday. The videos won't be long because, you know, real life, work, and I don't want to sit here and just talk for the sake of it, but I would love to share with you Christmas traditions. Tell me about yours. I'd love to read those out. If you've got any really interesting Christmas traditions or unusual Christmas traditions, I'd love to hear about them, and I'll tell other people if you like. So there we go. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I will catch you on Monday, the 1st of December. Bye-bye.